So King David's first call to ministry, his first act of responsibility under this anointing to become the king, his first job and responsibility was to go to play the harp before the current king. And this, to me, this is a very interesting dynamic. Here is this young man who has this knowledge in his heart. Now, does Saul know? I don't know. Was he ever told? I don't know. All I know is that here is young David with this reality in his heart, and now he's there playing the harp before the king who has become a very unlovely person. Because the Spirit of God has left him, he is becoming just dried up inside. And he's become angry, and he's bitter, and he's acting out, and everybody is afraid of him because he's just out of control. And this is a description of a very unlovely person. And here David's first assignment was to go minister to this very unlovely person. Now, are you following my train of thought here? Sometimes that's a part of what God will call us to do, to go to the places where there are unlovely people and go minister the gospel, go preach the gospel, go care for the sick. I mean, you think about ministries such as Mother Teresa. What a tremendous woman, what a tremendous heart she had. That she would go to the dumps in Calcutta to minister to these children who were literally scraping through the refuge to find something to eat, and find a dying child and hold that child in her arms until that child dies. That's not a very nice assignment in our minds, but yet God called her to go minister to people in very unlovely situations. But you see, this was an act of obedience to her. This is the life that God called her to do. Ministry is not always easy. It's not always glamorous. Sometimes it's just dirty. And to be able to say, Lord, just get a hold of my heart. Because you see, David, he came from very humble beginnings. But yet, a person even coming from humble beginnings can become puffed up real fast when you have something like what happened to him. When Samuel himself, the great seer, comes and uses the anointing oil and pours it on your head and says, this is God's anointed to be the king. I mean, you can get the big head, and I've been in the ministry for a while. I've experienced the big head. I've seen the big head. But people forget that we're called to be servants. That's our role. We're called to be servants and just to be obedient. This is Pastor Jack King with the gospel on the radio broadcast.